I think an awful lot about the voices in my head, these mental and emotional saboteurs. Well, actually, I think about mine more than yours, if I'm going to be perfectly honest about it. And these saboteurs, the ones that drive fear and control and stress, they didn't just pop out of nowhere. They've always been there, and they've just been waiting to ambush us. So this is Mental Fitness Fridays. I'm Larry McInnes, and you are awesome. Now, the voices in our heads go back long before the dawn of humanity, in the primordial soup where survival hinged on immediate reactions to threats. Now, evolution, in its infinite wisdom, hardwired into the very earliest life forms, like these single-celled animals, the basic instincts of fear and stress and anger. And these emotions, if that's what you can call them on single-celled animals, they evolved as pre-humans, and then humans evolved and served as this crucial survival tool, alerting them to danger, from lions and earthquakes and boulders, making sure our species continued. Now, fast forward to the present, we find ourselves in a completely different world. So the threats that our caveman ancestors face are essentially gone, missing from our daily lives, but the primitive reactions are still hardwired in our brains. This obsolete survival strategy manifests as internal voices that sabotage our peace of mind and our happiness. And these saboteurs include the voices of anxiety and stress and pessimism and self-doubt and others. Now, it's really important to recognize that evolution does not keep pace with the advancements of our world. The human brain, especially the emotional and reactive part, if you want to get fancy about it, it's the amygdala, that has evolved very little in the last 50,000 years. Now, in our environment, our society, and the challenge we face has transformed dramatically, and especially in the last 200 years or so. All right, and this is where we need to really be aware of what this 200 years means compared to 50,000. 200 years ago, that was 3 people ago. And the fact that we're still using caveman brains is not our fault. It's this consequence of evolutionary timing. Now, that's the problem. And I'm going to tell you the solution after this. Hi, guys. I'm Larry, and you are awesome. I want to share with you that I wrote an ebook, and it is now officially available. It's called Become Awesome with Science. It ties everything together that I've been talking about in one tidy package. And it explains how we forgot that we're awesome, the ways we sabotage our best efforts to live the lives we want, and how to rediscover our true awesome selves. And this is a way to boost one's peak performance, strengthens one's relationships, and improve one's mental well-being. If you'd like to purchase a copy, just tap a link in my bio or go to larrymcinnes.com and head over to the shop tab. And with that, have an awesome day. All right. I just need to tell you how weird it is to see myself in that commercial. Okay, getting back to brass tacks. I've explained the problem. Now let's go into the solution a little bit. These saboteurs that I was talking about are relics of our evolutionary past, and now they interfere with our best efforts to lead fulfilled and happy lives. So they drive us into cycles of negative thinking and unnecessary stress and unproductive behaviors, usually at the cost of our mental health or even our physical health. Recognizing these saboteurs is the first step to disarming them. And then, to combat these saboteurs, we have to develop our positive intelligence, or for short, I'm going to call it PQ. PQ is the measure of your mental fitness, and it indicates how well you can manage your mind's negative thoughts and emotions. So by beefing up your PQ, we can quiet the saboteurs and transform them from adversaries into allies in our quest for a fulfilled life. Now, mental fitness starts with with self-awareness, and knowing your predominant saboteurs is important. Now, everyone has the saboteur that judges ourselves, judges other people, judges our situations. Yeah, and we'll call him the judge. And then people normally will develop other saboteurs with other stickler or victim or controlling tendencies. And some people are perpetually anxious or stuck in pessimism or just avoid challenging situations altogether. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward change. Now, fortunately for us, those sabotaging voices aren't the only ones in our heads, although they are the loudest ones. Opposite the voices of the saboteurs is the voice of the sage. And the sage represents this deeper wisdom within us. Just like we're born with some of these innate saboteurs, we are born with the sage, and the sage is our true self. Now, the voice of the sage is more of a whisper. And in my experience, it usually waits until I'm in the shower before it's ready to talk. And the sage sees challenges as opportunities for growth and focuses on the present moment and acts with compassion towards yourself and to others. Cultivating this sage involves practice like mindfulness and meditation and cognitive reframing to shift our perspective from negative to positive. Now, building mental fitness involves exercises that strengthen our ability to shift from saboteur reactions to sage responses. And techniques like focused breathing or gratitude journaling or mindfulness meditation are effective tools. In mental fitness, an exercise like focusing on your fingertips with such fine attention that you can feel the fingertip ridges, and doing this for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. Very, very powerful stuff. Just as we exercise our bodies to stay fit, our brains require regular workouts to enhance our PQ. Now, when I learned that our internal saboteurs are products of our evolutionary past and not my own personal flaw of character, man, I got to tell you, what freedom. It's not our fault that these voices exist in our brains, but it is within our power to overcome them. Foster self-awareness, cultivate the sage perspective, build your mental fitness. This is how we can transform our lives. Now, the journey to overcoming these saboteurs can be difficult, but it doesn't have to be. With the proper tools and guidance, with patience, with persistence, and with practice, overcoming the saboteurs isn't just possible, it's nearly certain. And the rewards are huge. A life of greater peace, happiness, and fulfillment can be yours. And with that, I will see you next week at this time on Mental Fitness Fridays.